Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is episode 3 of No Man's Land. So we're heading back to the farm right now. I just dropped off another load of logs. I also, not logs, I don't know what I just said, but I also leased this bad boy here. So we were using a leased one of these guys right here, but this guy just was very hard to work with. So I think this will go a little bit faster. Now I'm carrying our log fork right now because I drove the little one up to the sawmill, and then I decided to lease one up there. But we're carrying our little log fork back because I also leased, if we go under here, one of these guys, which is like a big bag handler, essentially the equivalent to that we had in Farming Simulator 19. So I'm going to see how that works with loading logs. But yeah, we still have our weight over here and everything like that. So I think this is going to help us out a lot as far as speeding up the process a little bit, and mostly just making my life a little bit easier, which I think would be worth it. So yeah, now there's a lot of little trees around here that actually, you know what, I think let's just stop for a second. We'll turn this off. I think I want to take out some of these little trees. But yeah, so today, my goal, there's nothing for sale right now that is something that I would want to buy. I mean, I really want that. But I mean, if that actually is not a bad one, and that can also do a front loader. So this one is not a bad one. I mean, that's a nice, we had a Massey Ferguson forever on the other No Man's Land. If that's still for sale and we can afford it, we might end up getting it. We don't have to get anything special with the engine. We can stick with our 175 horsepower engine. Ooh, GPS is free on that? What? It's on sale maybe? Is that why? Let's go, is that a medium tractor? Yeah, this guy right here, right? Yeah, normally it's 1,500. Wow, well that's kind of interesting that it's free. So that one must have it for whatever reason. What is it's used? At least that's how I will say it's role played. That's super odd. But no, the other thing I want to get is not one of these, a forestry mulcher. We go under, where are they at? Forestry equipment. So if any of these come on sale, we'll probably end up, was that a mulch right there? It's just a stump grinder, right? That's a stump grinder. We don't want that. I want to get one of these, preferably this guy because it's cheaper. Now I might just have to pay full price for it, but I think this will be something that's going to end up being very useful over in the long term, because we'll be able to go out and actually just kind of clean up. And this also makes fields, so instead of actually buying a plow to make fields right off, we can use that for a little while. Now we also, I guess the fair point is we could just lease it because it's not that much to lease per work day, per work hour. So I mean, we're looking at $245 a day to hold on to it. So actually it might be cheaper in the long term because we're not going to need it very long term actually. And I'm probably going to do a lot more leasing in this series than I have in the past, because normally I don't like to lease a lot of stuff, but I've been more about leasing stuff in this series, just because, I don't know, it just seems to work out a little bit better, and we don't have a lot of money. So normally I try to invest in actually purchasing the item if I can. These guys are just little tiny trees, so let's get that little branch cut off of there. There we go. Beautiful. These guys can get loaded up. Actually, how much that one weigh? Only 53. I did turn on super strength, and the reason being, you know, when the trees do their weird thing where they spaz out and they go all over the place, what I'll do is I'll use super strength to load those, because you can't load them with a piece of equipment because they're too crazy. I'll get them onto here and they're kind of like super weird, and then I'm able to get them up to the sawmill to at least sell them. You don't get very much for them, but at least gets them off of the map is kind of the point of doing that. So that's why I did have super strength on there. I know someone will, Yas and Darren will comment about that, I'm sure. But there we go. We'll grab this guy, get everything off of that one. Yep, okay, good. These guys don't really sell for much, but it's just more about, these guns are just mostly about just cleaning the yard up a little bit. I think we still own this land. If we go up here, oh, we're probably pushing it. Do we own these guys? And I'm assuming if I go up to a tree that's definitely not mine, which is this one's definitely not mine. This is well off of our property. Yep, okay, good. And it'll tell me that I don't own that tree. Okay, good. Wanted to make sure, because I don't obviously want to be just stealing people's trees. This one liftable? Yeah, okay, good. Just go across that, get all those knocked out. Oh, it'll let me delimit over there. That's kind of funny. I remember it used to not even let you, I don't think it would let you even delimit if you were, through it a little bit, if you weren't in the right spot. I don't know why it spun that around, actually. It was the way I wanted it to be. That up a little bit further. Being a little wishy-washy. There we go. All right, beautiful. get this tree knocked out. But yeah, so today I also think we're going to add our first business in today, so I'm excited about that. We're going to get our first business rolling. We are also going to get, hopefully, our first tractor. That would be, if today went well, it would be our first tractor and all that. And I don't know what that tractor will be or anything like that. I don't have any specific plans. Now, I mean, honestly, if we have to purchase a little tractor, we could, I mean, as much as I don't really want to go this route, we could potentially buy one of these. I don't know if these would even be powerful enough to run the mulcher. Actually, that's a good point. So those might not even really be an option for us. Requires 150 horsepower. Yeah, so that's going to be a no-go for those guys. So we'll have to find something that'll work. But yeah, so I'm going to keep doing some off-camera forestry type stuff. And that's kind of where we're at. I'm just going to keep clearing trees and getting stuff knocked out. Hopefully we get a lot more trees cleared out today, get a lot more cash in the bank. I'd like to get up to close to $100,000 in the bank. Not maybe hold on to it, but hopefully get up to $100,000 and then be able to spend some on actually getting us some equipment. The problem is we got to be careful. I mean, we only have so many trees. I've cut down most of these over here. If we actually just go into, I'll just go into flight mode real quick just to, let me put the chainsaw away. Oh, it's not gonna let me do it because I'm in flight mode. I realize that. Oh, get rid of that. Ignore that. Having all sorts of issues. If you go into flight mode with the chainsaw in hand, it will not let you get rid of that. All right, so we have a couple more trees left over here. I'm not going to cut these ones down. I'm going to keep these ones all here because I think we want some trees on the property. Kind of makes it look nice, but our property line's like right along here. And I think, where's the property line over here? Oh, we own actually quite a bit more of this than I thought. Yeah, so right over here. So we only don't own those trees. So these trees are going to be the ones to go. I think I'd like a field maybe on that top end there. We do have some rocks to work around, which I think this is a rock that we'd have to work around. I don't want to remove the rocks off the map. I will probably, at some point, there'll be a map objects hider mod that will come out. Once that comes out, well, you know what? We might actually just remove them. We might remove them. I'm kind of back and forth. Well, let me know what you guys think down in the comments if you think we should remove them. Because the painted textures will still be here, so it'll just make it so we can actually use the land. And what we can even do maybe is pay like a fee or something for all the rocks that we'd have to be removing and stuff like that. And then how much land do we own back? We actually own a lot more land than like I give it ourselves credit for. This is actually a big plot. So we own all of this through here. So that's why I think that silage might be a good way to get us started out. But yeah, so we got to be careful because once we obviously clear all of our trees, if we don't have another source of income set up, well, we're kind of hosed at that point because, yeah, we can't take out a loan or anything like that. And we have our crazy loan. And once we start paying it back, until we get like a bank or something on here, which we might end up adding a bank later, I'm going to say we can't take out any more of a loan even after that's paid off. It's not like $100,000 is our max. It's like, that's why I'm not paying off any of the loan right now because, well, we got to be careful with it. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and let's get our speed back down to normal here. The standard 3 times speed's probably okay. Well, I wish they had like a 2 times, but anyhow, I'm going to keep working on getting some forestry done and getting some stuff squared away on the farm. I'll bring you guys back in here in just a little bit. Welcome everyone, welcome back. So a couple things. First off, you hear an ominous engine in the background. That is the engine of our new tractor. Yes, we have a tractor. We bought one. I'll explain that in a second. It's been a little while since I've seen you. I was able to get our money up to $100,000 before I actually bought a new tractor. The other thing is, we are now playing in multiplayer. Reason being, everything that our farm owns will go under this category. Everything that is for like the town or other businesses can go on additional farms. So it helps keep it separate. So we're not paying, well, for one, this was an issue I had in No Man's Land, season 1 and 2 for that matter. Well, the issue we're not going to have is we're not going to have to pay for maintenance or costs of different things that we don't actually own. We're only going to pay for stuff that we own, so we don't have to worry about anything over here, which will be kind of nice. And it'll help keep it separate, so only the stuff that we see in the store is stuff that we actually own. So, for example, a company could have a vehicle or something like that. So it'll make it more simple, at least as far as that goes. So yeah, where are we at? September here. We could be planting some wheat and barley. No, I'm just kidding. We're probably not going to do that. Now, grass, I mean, we have possibilities now. I have to show you the new tractor. Okay, I returned our front loader as well that we leased, and we've cut down a lot of trees, you can see. Boom. This magnificent thing right here is our new tractor. So what did I own? What did I buy here? Well, I bought a tractor, used tractor, of course. We have a weight here, a 1-ton weight. We have a quickie front loader attachment, the biggest quickie there is. And then I also bought us one of these guys here, the big bag handler type thing, because it works very well. Now, some people might say, oh, that's kind of cheaty or whatever. You know, fair enough. It's not the same as using a log fork, but honestly, in the real world, if you put this over the top of a log and you slip straps under the log and strap it to here, yeah, I mean, I don't think that that's that ridiculous to think of that being that way. And also, I want to note, too, as well, this is not a series for me to be the most realistic farm sim player out there. That's not what I've ever done. I do like to play semi-realistically, as far as I don't like to just cheat a bunch of money, and I like the challenge, but I'm not going to make it so ridiculously hard that I don't actually enjoy the game anymore, because then you guys are going to notice that and pick up on it, and you guys probably aren't going to enjoy, you know, watching me play anymore. So, yes, that is what we own. So if we go into our garage here, we don't have any lease stuff anymore. Our medium tractor right here, our Massey Ferguson 7715S. It does have GPS because it didn't cost us any extra, but it has a smaller engine. I didn't get that put in there. I didn't get that bigger engine put in there yet because we don't really need it right now, and we're tight on money. And that would have actually literally cleared the rest of our money out. So we don't have that, but we have this guy now, so we can do stuff. Now, sale-wise, we have nothing else that's really on sale. I'm going to still just pray and hope that this guy actually we could use to pick up. I mean, I think if we do bales, or I think if we do silage, I think we're going to do silage bales. I mean, that's a good deal on that. I mean, we can't afford it anyways. This guy is a round baler, so that's such a good deal actually on a round baler as well. Gosh, I'm so tempted to buy that one. If we go to, it's so tricky. I think we have to do silage though. I just think we do, and I think that baling it's going to be easier than trying to place down a bunker cell somewhere. I think that's just what we have to kind of go with. The cheapest baler wrapper is right here, 78 grand. But we get that guy on sale for 12 grand, and then we could just pray for a wrapper. That might be the way to go. A baler wrapper would be a lot easier. Gosh, that's just so tricky to try to decide how we want to go about this. I mean, it really is. It really is tricky, guys. A forage wagon, we could go with, that guy's really expensive. The one that's on sale is pretty expensive. I think it's this guy right here, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's a great deal on it, but it's pretty expensive. But 30 grand. Plus, if we did that, we'd probably want, I mean, we need a mower set up as well, which that's going to be an issue as well. There's that guy for 14 grand, but I don't really want to use that. That's not going to do a whole lot for us. As far as mowers go, I mean, 12 grand for the lowest level of a mower. No, that's the cheapest one. That one's 9,500. That one actually looks like that's actually a really good set right there. 8.3 meters, 3.1. That's a really cheap set of motors there. That's 35 grand for that right there. Even it doesn't windrow though, so that could be a problem. This is a conditioner. I don't know what that would end up. I bet you would put it, would that swath it? I don't know if that would swath it. I don't know how much I trust that. I mean, 3 grand though, I mean, that's pretty cheap. We could just try that guy out. That's a mod. It's a mod. I'm going to say that we can't, I mean, I'm going to say that would be a used type of thing. This guy's 4.5 meters. That wouldn't be a bad one. That guy looks like it almost windrows as well. I think our best bet, though, is probably going to be this setup right here. I mean, this isn't going to windrow, but it's going to at least get some stuff out there for us. So, I mean, that's a strong possibility. And then we also need to keep it. I mean, right now, at least we have... Oops, I didn't want to put that up there. My bad. The good news is we have this setup. So this, yes, I know we can't do a whole lot of farming yet, but we have this setup to be able to do forestry as much as we want to. So, I love the deer. They're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. There's one by the truck there. But the good news is we have this guy and we can keep chugging along, getting rid of trees here, and we have everything we need for doing forestry without having to actually worry about leasing costs or anything like that. So we own everything we have on the farm, which in itself is incredible, and our tractor goes fairly quickly, so it can help us out as far as all that goes. So we have a decent setup here. I know I mentioned this before, but I'll reiterate again. We're not going to do chickens in this gameplay because, or at least not right away. If we do them later for production or some type, that's fine. But we're not going to do them early on because I think they are a little cheaty as far as they earn a lot of money. We could do other animals. It's definitely a possibility, but I would like to start with like kind of some arable farming maybe and go from there. But yeah, I think grass work is probably going to be our quickest way to get in the door as far as getting some stuff done. So that might be what we end up looking at doing, but we'll see. I've also had people say that silage is kind of cheaty. I get it. So the other thing we could do is, I mean, I'm really thinking about picking up that baler right there because we could do, it only does 125 as opposed to, what's the range? Yeah, 125 is the smallest, so it only does 125 to that range there. We could also get this guy, but the $12,000 round baler is pretty, especially since we already have something that can load bales right now. We can load them one at a time into the truck. We might just, I think actually, you know what? I think we're gonna do it just because we can afford it right now. Let's go ahead and purchase this guy. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We can start doing some grass work. I know it's a little wild. I'll sell some more stuff off, and then what we will hopefully do, it probably won't be this episode, but hopefully in the next episode, if we can, we will start actually mowing and getting some stuff done. Because if we can get that mower set up for, what was it, 35 grand, we'll actually be able to start doing that, and then we can pick up a wrapper, because wrappers aren't that expensive. Actually, they are more expensive than I thought they would be. 22,000 for that, 125 to 150. So we could get this guy to start wrapping, 22. We also could lease it to wrap all of our bales, because the leasing cost probably is not that much. Yeah, 1,100 bucks. So we also could lease the mowers and mow everything that we got right now and go from there. We got lots of possibilities. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I might have already pre-recorded the next episode by the time that, you know, I get around to reading those comments, but we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna get probably a little bit more forestry done here, potentially, and then I think we have a new business that might be opening up in town today, so we'll kind of go from there. So I'll see you guys here in just a little bit. All right, welcome back, everyone. We're gonna take this last load of logs down for this episode and get it sold off, so you guys can see kind of what I get for each load. We should get about 10 or so thousand for this. That's what I've been getting a load, so I'm very excited. We also have a new business that started. They're not really up and running yet per se, but we'll go see if we can meet them, see if maybe we can help them out at all with anything, since they are our new neighbors. So we'll take a look, see if they need anything. But yeah, and I'm also gonna sell off our weight that we have right here, because I don't think it's heavy enough. I'm gonna get a much heavier weight. That's only a 1-ton weight, which, I mean, what we're driving, actually, we can take a look at weights here. I don't think 1 ton was even close to enough. 1.5, 2.5, 3 might be a bit much. 2.5 I actually think will be fairly good. But let me go for this one since it has the trailer hitch option. What's 1 point? Yeah, let's do this one here. We're gonna go ahead and buy that. I know it's a little expensive, but that's okay. That'll be fine. There's a road. Look at that over there. We'll go check that out here in a second. All right. And I also sold this guy right here, this building, and then bought it under the different farms. So if you come and do here, it doesn't show up as being ours. It's not ours, so that's always good. We also need to pick up our baler too, but I don't think we'll be able to do that while we're down here. Oh no, we can't use it if it's not ours. Oh no, we can. It let us do that. Was $18,000 for that? Wow, so it does let us. That's so odd. The icon's not there anymore. But it's right there. That's where it is. That is wild. That's wild. Interesting. Well, anyhow, that is so weird. Well, look at that. You learn something new every day, I guess. That's very odd since we don't own it, but we still were able to sell at it. And that was 18 grand. That was my best load of logs ever. So that was pretty nice. And there's our baler that we bought. I don't think. Oh, actually, we might be able to hook it up to the back of this. We'll check here in a second. And actually, I don't know why I picked up the weight like that. That was kind of unnecessary, but I'm gonna dump that trailer off there. All right, let's get this guy sold off. We're gonna, you know what, actually, yeah, we'll, actually, you know what? We'll hold on to it here for a second. It all makes sense in a bit. We're gonna hold on to it for a minute. We're gonna try to, we'll come back for all this stuff. Let's just go see what that guy or whoever's down there and see what they got going on. See if we can get it without hopefully crashing too bad. This weight's a little heavy on the front of this. That's why I think I need a much heavier weight for the back to help be able to move stuff around. But let's go meet our new neighbor. I don't actually know who owns the biomass heating plant right now. Someone can claim that if they haven't already, because no one's operating that at this time, but that's fine. I might actually move it somewhere else or do something like that. But I noticed a couple people have some like role play as far as like sawmill type stuff goes, and we'll get to there. But look at this, he got a skid steer loader and everything. Let's go see what he's got going on. I'm gonna go find out what we got going on here. I'm gonna go see who's home. All right, well, I met a guy named Todd. He came down here to open up a small equipment dealership because he heard that there's some activity in this area. I guess his family owned one in North Carolina, but they went bankrupt, and now it's just Todd here, and he's out on his own. But yeah, so I guess he's gonna sell a variety of different brands and stuff like that, and he doesn't have a whole lot of money, but yeah, so here he is. He does need some different trees to build some, he needs some small trees from us, he said he's gonna buy if we can bring them to him, because he has just this kind of temporary orange construction fencing up right now that's just very temporary, and he wants to replace it with an actual legit wood fence. So he's staying here. He got a little kind of temporary cabin, a little shed for some tools and stuff like that, and then he's leasing this guy right here. Yeah, so he's leasing this guy's here, so hopefully he can do a little bit of dirt work around here and get us set up. But he owns this nice little plot of land here, and he's going to open a small little equipment dealership. So just so you guys are aware, this is Trapper D Outdoors. This is his business type deal here, and kind of a subscriber contract as well, since we are going to bring him some logs. But since he was a small equipment dealer, and he's probably going to look for some stuff to have, I asked him if he would buy this weight off of us. So he said he would pay us $1,000 for it. So we're gonna go ahead and dump it off here. There we go. We'll go from there. But that, I think, is where we're gonna wrap up our episode. So we've sold him a weight, which will be nice. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead back and we'll try to load up all of that stuff and get it back to the farm. But hopefully you guys are still enjoying the series. I think that's a good place. That's actually, you know what, before we wrap it up, let's go see if because we're gonna see if we can get all that stuff loaded up at once and get back to the farm. I'm kind of curious if we'll be able to do it or not. Oh gosh, and I had one moment when I was loading the log trailer that I wish I would have hit the record button. The log trailer literally just rolled down like a hill, like it seemed like it rolled like a while, like 50, 60, 70, 80 feet, something like that. Crazy. It just kept rolling. Made me laugh, but anywho, all right, that weight hooks up from the other side, so we will hook this up. All right, easy peasy. Now let's see if this guy will hook up to the back of this. I have my doubts, but we won't know until we try it. There we go. All right. Now I can see if we can actually back this up into that. Just semi-doubtful. Ooh, actually it looked really good. I don't think that's hooking up. Yep, I'm gonna go with no. All right, well, my next plan here is if you guys are gonna love this. Let's get to the weight. Disconnect that, because we can hook that up on the back of this, which we're actually probably gonna need to with what I'm about to try to do. Some of you guys might be like, no, don't do it, because you might know what's going on, but this guy should hook up to the back of this, and this should hook up to this guy. All right, a lot of weight in the back now. We're gonna need it. Can we lift this guy? You guys are like, this is madness. Oh no! Oh no, I'm not on the right tool. I was like, why isn't it hooking up? But there we go. No way! Oh man, this is... This is how you get stuff back to your farm, ladies and gentlemen. And on that note, I will take this back to our farm. We could load it up actually on the log trailer. That's actually not a bad idea. But this is pretty entertaining. Oh gosh. Well, on that note, if you guys enjoyed, drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching.